Good morning, my friends. I would love to show you to start with one of my favorite birthday gifts. It is a block that says on it, I'm going to just show you them all. Important, deserving, beautiful, and worthy. And then we have brilliant, and we got one more box to show you, and strong. So isn't that a cool box? This was from my friend Maggie, who comes in on these, and she also picked out our book club book for next month. And I just want to grab it. So give me 1 second. Thank you. Our book club book for next month is right here. Jamie Kern Lima, and it's Believe It, How to Go from Underestimated to Unstoppable. Okay, so this is our book. We will be talking about this on Friday. If you don't have time to get your book in by Friday, I know it's also on Audible. And I think that if you go to, you Google it, you can get some information about it so that we can, when we're discussing on Friday, you can have some input on that. I would love to get some volunteers for, like in this StreamYard, I can add up to 10 people. So we could have an actual discussion on Friday mornings about the book, where we have a few people on and a few people talk about what it was they read. So what is your appetite for that? I know it's a bigger commitment than clicking in. So, and I know it's summertime, so our schedules are kind of different. It doesn't, it's so funny. We went to bed last night and it was still a little light out, and the dogs were like, "What are you putting me away for? It's still light out." So I don't know, what your schedule is, but I would love it if you could just comment in the comments. Hi, Heather, how are you? Comment in there saying that you're interested in being part of the panel for the book club. And I think we should do this. Again, I don't want to put any stress on anybody, but I think it's something that would be really fun and engaging. And you know what? We would get more out of the book, because I know that if I'm going to chit chat about it, I know that I need to have read it. All right, so I put in the question box for you guys in the comments. A friend of mine has a career coach, and so yesterday that career coach gave her 2 questions to get answers on, right? And one is, so she had to pool her friends to answer for her, right? So what are my personality strengths? And the other is, how do I show what I care about? Okay, I think that's what it was. Let me just double check that. I might have gotten that a little bit wrong. What do you see that I care about? Okay, so what visually do you see? And so, we started out and we were, being real serious about it, giving her all our good answers. And, I dare say mine were fabulous because she's a fabulous woman. But then afterwards I was laughing because I was putting in there, okay, so the unofficial answer is you've got great hair and great skin and, and we just had some fun with it. But the question does remain. Number 1, can we see our strengths? So when we are looking at ourselves and through the lens of our own glasses, do we see our strengths? And I think about when I hear people talking to each other, or to themselves, right? And they just absolutely just rant on themselves. And they say all these terrible things about them. And I'll say like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Would you ever say that to one of your friends? Would you ever speak to a friend the way you speak to yourself? And then that second question is, how do I show my strengths? Or how do you see my strengths, being seen? And so I think about how does the information come in, right? All the stuff that we say to ourselves. And then does it come out in our actions? Does it manifest from what our strengths are at the beginning to leaving our body into our actions as clarity of our awesomeness? Okay. So, I think about, how can I do better at this? And I'll give you an example. So one of the things that I think is one of my strengths is my relationships that I build with my clients. And I do a lot of things for them. As a matter of fact, I was out, my husband and I were loading our truck up one more time, moving stuff out of a house that's selling this week. And he looked at me and goes, I don't think, and I'm just going to say, let's just say Sally Jones was the number one realtor in the area. He's like, I don't think Sally Jones does this for her clients. And I was like, well, that's because she doesn't have such an amazing husband like you who will do this with her. But the point of the matter is I show up there, but I had this closing on Friday and I said I'd be back on Saturday and I haven't been back. And it's over. And like, I always tell people when I'm training, I'm like, your relationship with them starts at the closing. Like you were hired to do all that stuff ahead of time. What are you going to do after? Anyways, my point on these two scenarios is I think my relationship building with my clients is one of my strengths. However, I don't know that if you polled those people who I closed their house on Friday would say the same. They'd be like, yeah, she was great while we were working, but she said she was going to be by and she dropped the ball, right? So it's always good to get this audit. And so what I'm going to do, what I'd like to invite you to do is, and I'm going to do it too, is pick 5 people. All right. And don't pick your 5 people who always, stroke you and tell you everything wonderful about you, that kind of thing. Like, so don't ask your mom, right? Ask 5 people who will critically answer these questions for you. And so again, I'm going to read that those 2 questions are again. So let me pop on those little glasses. Is what are my biggest personality strengths? All right. So the idea about this, right, is like these personality strengths are not the things that you've cultivated. They're who you are. And then the second part of that question is, what do you see that I care about? How does that show up for you? Okay. So I'm going to say 5. Ask 5 of the people who would give you who know enough about you to give you a good, solid feedback, right? So don't make it those people that will always will only say nice things to you. Okay. You can ask them too, but get some people who will give you some growth, right? We want growth from this. We want to up-level our game. So get some people whose input will give you growth. And I would say, ask some of your older clients, your former clients, and see where they land on that. All right, my friends, I'm going to just check out. And Heather, you have some comments, so let me just take a look at those. Great morning. Yes, something to seriously think about. So I'm guessing that's self-talk, right? Self-talk. Such a hard thing. Got to work on it. All right, my friends, I will see you tomorrow. Have a fabulous day. It looks beautiful out there. And you know what? It's a great day to be here. Thank you so much.